All right, it is Wednesday night, and I am here at the Lion and the Crown in Allen, Texas. My name is Ryan Smith, here with Combat Sports Talk. So, what we are doing is we are watching the ONE FC on TNT 1. We've got Demetrious Mighty Mouse Johnson getting ready to take the cage, walk into the cage and fight for the ONE FC Flyweight Championship. So he is walking out right now. Now, let me tell you, I am a huge Demetrious Mighty Mouse Johnson fan. I have followed his career ever since he fought Dominic Cruz for the Bantamweight Championship in the UFC. And here he is now walking out after having dominated the flyweight division in the UFC, crossed the ocean and gone to ONE FC. Now he is fighting for the flyweight championship of ONE FC. He's already won the flyweight Grand Prix to qualify for this fight, and now he is getting ready to fight for the championship. So he's walking out, he's getting his, talking to his coaches, getting ready to do the thing. I am super excited because I think that he is going to win this fight. So, that's what we do here. My name is Ryan Smith again. I am with Combat Sports Talk. And what we do is we do a podcast every Monday night at 10:30 p.m. Central Time in the United States. And what we do is we talk about the UFC, Bellator, mixed martial arts, combat sports in general. And tonight we are talking about ONE FC on TNT, the very first American broadcast of this promotion. Now, largely they are an Asian promotion, so they're really big in Asia. But now they're crossing the ocean, coming here to the United States, and this is their very first American broadcast. Getting ready to see what's gonna happen here. So, if you're just joining us for the very first time, my name is Ryan Smith, and we are getting ready to watch Demetrious Mighty Mouse Johnson fight for the ONE FC Flyweight Championship. So, now, if you are watching me, clearly you're on YouTube right now watching this, and what I'd love for you to do is just type where you are in the chat box, because this is live. I am coming to you very live. Now, I do not have a camera on the screen where the fight's happening. Hopefully you have TNT, and if you do have TNT on cable, then what you can do is you can watch this right along with me. Hopefully you are just as big a fan of Demetrious Mighty Mouse Johnson as I am, and we are going to root for him to win this fight tonight. Hopefully it will go quick, and we'll be able to celebrate all the rest of the night. And then we'll watch an awesome Muay Thai fight with Rod Tang, who's coming in and fighting for his, I don't think it's for a title or anything like that, but I think he is going to be fighting tonight, and he is a Muay Thai legend. So if you want to communicate with me, all you got to do is type in the chat box, and let us know that you're here, that you're watching, that you're supporting Demetrious Mighty Mouse Johnson, or you're hoping that Adriano Moraes is going to win the fight. Some people believe that he is. He is a great champion. He is tall. He is long. He is kind of one of those people who's really big for the flyweight division. Now, one thing to know, if you're a UFC fan or if you're following mixed martial arts at other promotions that are more popular in the United States, like Bellator or maybe PFL, flyweight is typically 125 pounds. Here in ONE FC, flyweight is 135 pounds. So that is a little bit different than what we typically see whenever we do that. I'm going to throw my lower third on here so you guys can see who I am, what I'm doing, things like that. That camera angle is really bad, so we're going to change that real quick. And so what we're going to do is we're going to fix that. Boom, there we did it. And now you can see how to communicate with me on Instagram and on Twitter. Now, for those of you who are watching, go ahead and type in the box. Let me know what you think. Adriano Moraes versus Demetrious Mighty Mouse Johnson. Of course, I've got Mighty Mouse. What do you have? So this is going to be a great fight. So Moraes is coming to the ring now, and so he is getting checked out by the ringside physician, ringside referee, and he is going to enter the cage in just a moment. All right. So let me know what you think. We're just waiting for this fight to get kicked off, and then we will get started with with the action. Now, if you don't have cable, if you're not in a place where you can watch ONE FC on TNT, then I will give you the play-by-play. I'll let you know what's happening. I'll give you an idea of the action, but surely you can find a way to watch this fight live for your very own self. I'm just going to be here talking, enjoying it, giving you my initial reactions to what's going on in this fight. So we've got Adriano Moraes, who is the champion at the flyweight division at ONE FC, versus the number one contender, Demetrious Mighty Mouse Johnson, coming all the way from Washington, like the Seattle area, or Spokane, I don't remember which one, here in the United States. So I'm coming to you live from the Lion and Crown in Allen, Texas. They have always been a big supporter of the show, so if you are in the area, come out and support the Lion and Crown here in Allen, Texas. That's where I am right now. Maybe we can have a quick chat, have a beer or something like that, and talk about what happened in the fight. So right now, the fighters are being announced. Demetrious Mighty Mouse Johnson, while he is getting up in age, he still looks incredibly fit for the weight class. Of course, he said that he is more than happy to stay at 135 as opposed to cutting down to 125, as he had to do so many times in the UFC. So he's looking fit, looking good, ready to do this thing. All right. So if you're watching this, let me know where you're coming from. Type in the box here on YouTube. Let me know what you think, who you're picking. Do you have Mighty Mouse Johnson, or do you have Adriano Moraes? Which one do you have? Let me know in the chat box. So Adriano Moraes is being announced right now. He is known as Mick Hino. I don't know what that means. I'm going to have to look that up and see. What does that mean in English? He's coming out of American Top Team, also Constrictor Team. That means he is definitely a grappler. And so we're going to see what happens, because you've got a pure striker in Demetrious Mighty Mouse Johnson. They say that styles make fights, and this is one of those that I think is a stylistic matchup that is going to be exciting to see. Who's going to impose their will on this particular fight and walk away with the ONE FC Flyweight Championship? All right, here we go. Olivier Coste is the referee. He's bringing the fighters to the center of the ring. Moraes is much bigger than Demetrious Mighty Mouse Johnson. That is for sure. All right, he's given them their final instructions. They've gone back to their corners. I guess it's a corner. I don't know that that's it's a I don't know what shape a ONE FC ring is. I guess I don't know. I have to look and see. Here we go. This is round number 1. It's a circle, so there's no corners. All right. Here we go. And they touch gloves at the center of the ring. They're circling. Now, this is one of the things that I really enjoyed about Demetrious Mighty Mouse Johnson. He's so hard to hit. He just lands a leg kick on Moraes right now. Just touching, just seeing, just feeling them out. All right. Now Moraes is circling around the outside. Demetrious Mighty Mouse Johnson has the center of the ring. All right. Moraes just throws a body kick. Doesn't really land. He throws a leg kick. That lands, but it's not very, very hard. Demetrious Mighty Mouse Johnson comes in with a jab. That doesn't land. All right, they're just feeling each other out. It's so quick. When you have fighters like this at the flyweight division, what's happening is this is all about inches. You can move, and it's inches. Another leg kick by Moraes on Demetrious Mighty Mouse Johnson. All right, they're just feeling each other out. They're just getting their range, just feeling each other out. We got 4 minutes left in the very first round. This is a 5-round championship fight at flyweight, which is 135 pounds in the ONE FC. In ONE FC. All right, Demetrious Mighty Mouse Johnson throws a leg kick that misses. Moraes is now in the center of the ring. Demetrious Mighty Mouse Johnson is trying to take it on. He throws another leg kick that does not land either. They're standing in the middle of the ring, just feinting, just trying to get their range. Now we've got Moraes throws a body kick. It lands on Mighty Mouse's arm. All right, here we go again. Now Mighty Mouse is controlling the center of the ring. Moraes is circling. And still not a lot of action right now. We got 3 minutes, 30 seconds left in the very first round. Not a lot's going on right now. That no one's quite committed to anything. Moraes tries to throw a leg kick that misses, and now we got a quick jab by Johnson that lands. Moraes returns. They're just still feinting, feeling each other out, checking that range, trying to see what's going on. Mahesh is circling while Demetrious Mighty Mouse Johnson is controlling. Oh, he's just made his attack now. He landed a couple of punches. He's got the clinch through a knee. Another clinch. Mahesh got Mighty Mouse Johnson on the cage, but he is in Johnson's clinch. He's trying to break the clinch right now, and Johnson was able to land a couple of strikes, got to land a knee, and now they break. They're back in the center of the ring again. So that exchange, I would say, goes in favor of Johnson. Johnson would be leading the round just because there's so little action going on right now with 2 minutes and 30 seconds left in the very first round. Now, here we go. We're back in the center of the ring. Mahesh is circling. Johnson rushes Mahesh. Mahesh gets out of the way, and now he's on the advance. Throws a body kick that lands on Mighty Mouse Johnson. He catches Mighty Mouse's kick, tries to take Mighty Mouse down. Mighty Mouse ends up on top, and now we are looking. He's starting his ground and pound on Mahesh. Johnson's on top. Mahesh is on the bottom. He's got Demetrious Mighty Mouse Johnson's leg, going for a knee lock or something like that, trying to go for a knee. But I don't know that Demetrious Mighty Mouse Johnson does not look like he is in danger right now. All right, so Mighty Mouse is trying to get up. Now Mahesh is on top. He's in butterfly guard, in Demetrious Mighty Mouse Johnson's butterfly guard, and Demetrious is on his back right now. So Mahesh has the dominant position. We've got 1 minute and 43 seconds left in the very first round. And so now Mighty Mouse is trying to get back up from here. Now, Mahesh is just landing there. Hasn't really landed anything. Tried to throw a ground and pound there, but that did not land. And so he's not doing anything. This smacks of Henry Cejudo in the fight that in Demetrious Mighty Mouse Johnson's last fight in the UFC, where Cejudo has the takedown, but it's not actually doing anything with the position. We've got 1 minute and 17 seconds left in the very first round, and basically Mahesh is just laying on top of. Now he's starting to pass, looking to go into side control. And so we're going to see, but he's not landing in. He just landed an elbow on Demetrious Mighty Mouse Johnson. And so now Demetrious is back into close guard. And so he's back in a safer position. And now we've got the ground and pound for Mahesh. So here we go. Demetrious is trying to shift his hips, trying to get out from underneath Mahesh. It's not working, though. He's throwing his legs up, perhaps to try to get him in some type of a triangle or something like that, but it's not working as well. So we've got Mahesh. He's basically controlling from on top, not doing a whole lot of damage, trying to pass Demetrious Mighty Mouse Johnson's guard back to side control, but he's not there yet. All right, so now we've got Mahesh. He's on top. He's trying to do some ground and pound. It's not effective striking, though. So this is going to be a question of whether or not the judges in ONE FC give you credit for controlling on top or if they give you credit for doing damage on top. I don't know how the judges are going to be scoring this in the Singapore Indoor Arena in Singapore. Now, we've got just under a minute left, and so right now I don't think they're going to see a big change in the position. Demetrious Mighty Mouse Johnson is still trying to get up, and that is the end of the round. Mahesh ends up on top, and we are now between rounds. This is what I saw. I saw them both feeling each other out, feinting, trying to get position. Early on in the fight, Demetrious Mighty Mouse Johnson made some good rushes, land some good strikes, but you can't deny the control that Adriano Mahesh had at the end of the very first round. He ended up on top, and that usually goes in the minds of the judges as a reason to give the round. So it's quite possible that the end of the very first round, it's Adriano Mahesh 10 and Demetrious Mighty Mouse Johnson 9. So we're going to see what happens as we begin to. We're going to see what happens when we get to the next round. We can't have too many of these rounds if you're a Mighty Mouse Johnson fan. If you're rooting for Adriano Mahesh, then perhaps you want to see him control Mighty Mouse on the ground for 4 more rounds. That's something that we're going to have to potentially see. So, definitely want to send a shout out to Ulfric Stormcloak. There you go. What's good, man? What's good? All right, round 2 has just begun, and we're back in the center of the ring. I feel like Demetrious Mighty Mouse Johnson needs to win this round and get it back. He's got to get this thing back. So here we go. Looks like Mahesh is starting to use more of his striking, trying to throw some leg kicks there. Mighty Mouse is really getting a little more aggressive. We got 4 minutes, 30 seconds left in the first round. They're both feeling each other out again, and here we go. Mahesh throws a high kick. That gets blocked by Mighty Mouse. Mighty Mouse is definitely showing the pressure. He's trying to get in Mahesh's face. Throws a body shot there that barely lands. It's a grazing shot, not a clean shot there. So they're still filling each other out. Their movement is so fast. They're doing so much Mighty Mouse rushes again, but Mahy's gets out of the way. Mahy's is definitely hard to hit. He's a bigger guy. He's a much bigger guy than Demetrious Mighty Mouse Johnson, but Mighty Mouse does not look deterred. He just threw an overhand right on Mahy's. That did not land cleanly. Just trying to find a way. Got nice leg kick by Demetrious Mighty Mouse Johnson. They're still circling, though. Mighty Mouse has the center of the ring. He just threw a double jab and then a cross. None of that really landed. Wasn't very clean. 3 minutes, 40 seconds left in the second round. Demetrious Mighty Mouse Johnson has the center of the ring. Mahy's just took the center of the ring, and now he has Demetrious Mighty Mouse Johnson circling. Mighty Mouse is back in the center of the ring. And now they're still filling each other out, bobbing and weaving, trying to get a position. And now Mahy's is circling. Mahy's throws a punch. That doesn't land. We get a counter. That doesn't land. Nice jab by Mahy's. That lands. Oh, Demetrious is trying to get inside. That's the hard part for Demetrious Mighty Mouse Johnson. He's got to get inside. He's definitely got to get inside. That's right. I love that. Let's go, DJ, the flyweight GOAT. He is in the action. He is pushing the pace here. Almost got Mahy's in that exchange there. Little body kick there that didn't really land. Mighty Mouse kind of swatted that leg away. Got a quick jab by Mahy's. Mighty Mouse is still in his face, though, pressuring and pressuring. This is one of those things where we're going to see what kind of gas tank Mahy's has. You know, I know what kind of gas tank Mighty Mouse has, but we don't know what type. Oh, big uppercut by Mahy's. Mighty Mouse went down. He's in trouble, and Mighty Mouse is done. Mighty Mouse just got finished. An uppercut finished him off, and this fight is over that quickly. This fight is over. Mighty Mouse was defeated via TKO by Adriano Mahy's and still the ONE FC Flyweight Champion. There you have it, folks. Breaks my heart to see it. It really does. You know I am a massive Demetrious Mighty Mouse Johnson fan, but he got caught by an uppercut. I didn't know it. Got caught by an uppercut, and that's how it goes. What can you say? The better man tonight was Adriano Mahy's. We're gonna watch the replay again and see what happened here. So there was a attempted of a flying knee that misses. Demetrious is right inside, and just an inside uppercut catches right on the button, and then the swarming happens, and then I can't really see what happened from this angle, but it looked like Demetrious got caught with something. He fell back. We're looking, Demetrious. Oh, it's a knee to a downed opponent. Here's a question. Can you do that in ONE FC? Can you throw a knee? That was a knee to the face. Oh my gosh. Okay, this is something that we're not used to for us fans who are UFC fans. This was, Demetrious Mighty Mouse Johnson was down, and then Adriano Mahy's throws a knee to a downed opponent and catches Mighty Mouse right in the face, and that was it. Oh my gosh. Can we do that? Jeez Louise. This is not faring well for the former UFC fans. Of course, earlier tonight, Eddie Alvarez lost his fight due to disqualification to an illegal strike. So what kind of illegal strike is there if you could throw a knee to a downed opponent? Oh my gosh. So we'll see what happens. We'll have to talk about it. You know, what do you guys think? I got to look at the rules for ONE FC because I didn't know that you could throw a knee to a downed opponent. Heck, Peter Yan would be loving ONE FC right now, wouldn't he? Shout out to Aljamain Sterling. So my name is Ryan Smith. This is Combat Sports Talk. This is what we do. We talk about the combat sports, UFC, Bellator, MMA, boxing, any kind of combat sports. We're getting ready to have a Muay Thai fight coming up very soon, and so we're going to talk about that. Looks like we're getting the final results, the official decision. Adriano Mahy's is going to walk away with the flyweight champion and still the ONE FC Flyweight Champion. I am very disappointed. Yes, thank you so much. I did not know that. Maybe I did, and I just didn't want to acknowledge it because my boy is Demetrious Mighty Mouse Johnson. So, woof. It was a brutal knee too. I mean, it landed on the button, and you saw Demetrious go out. So there you have it. Still the champion. So I don't know what that means for Demetrious though. I mean, he won won the Grand Prix for the flyweights. He's clearly the number one contender. So how many fights does he have to get back into that fight and get another shot at it? But here's the thing. Adriano Mahez is absolutely much bigger than Demetrious Mighty Mouse Johnson. You know, this is the thing that he ran into with Dominic Cruz. Dominic Cruz is bigger than he was, and you know that really changes the dynamic. If we can get to some of that, you know, that's perhaps what we can do next. So, what do you think? So, Mr. Stormcloak, your boy is Dustin the Diamond Poirier. Absolutely, he is a great fighter, coming all the way from Lafayette, Louisiana. Got that? Have you ordered some of that hot sauce yet? That's the question. What are you doing with that hot sauce? I like Poirier. Poirier and Conor McGregor are going to fight July 10th. That has been booked, and we are going to see the rubber match and see who's going to walk away with the W. I think it's probably going to be Dustin Poirier once again, but who knows? Who knows? All right, so we got one fight left on this card, and that is going to be – they're talking to Demetrious Mighty Mouse Johnson right now. Where I'm sitting, of course, you can hear the country music playing in the background, so I can't hear what Demetrious is saying, but I'm going to guess and say that it was a good – he's going to give Adriano Mahez all the props. Talk about the knee. There was a quality knee that he thought he was doing really well up until it wasn't going well. So, you know, ONE FC could always try to acquire Cejudo and do DJ versus Cejudo 3. You know, I don't know if Cejudo is still on contract with the UFC for a very long time. He retired. Natural grappler. Let me just give you the summary. It was kind of back and forth. At the end of round number 1, Adriano Mahez ended up on top. Definitely controlled Demetrious Mighty Mouse Johnson on the ground. In the second round, it was just a mirror image of the first, except this time Demetrious was coming in, got caught by an inside uppercut, went down as Mahez was coming in to control. Demetrious left his head wide open for a knee on the ground that put Demetrious out for the night, and Demetrious Mighty Mouse Johnson loses to Adriano Mahez in the Flyweight Championship at ONE FC. So really disappointing to see for anyone who's a DJ fan. But, it is what it is. So, so that's really cool that you were able to get Dustin's headband from Robert Graham. That's really cool. Shout out to John Keys, who's part of the Combat Sports Talk team. That was a big ol' ouch. I didn't see what had happened until they gave us the other corner, the other view, and that's where we saw that mighty knee from Adriano Mahez, which put Demetrious Mighty Mouse Johnson out. So we'll be talking about that on the show. Yeah, it really sucks, Natural Grappler. It really sucks. You're welcome. Check us out, Combat Sports Talk. Combat Sports Talk on all of your favorite podcast channels. We'll be talking about it. We'll be talking about this next week on our show. But check out this week's episode where I pick Demetrious Mighty Mouse Johnson to win, of course, and didn't work out for me tonight. So we have one fight left on the card. This is going to be a Muay Thai fight. Now, if you don't know about what we're doing at Combat Sports Talk, one of the things that I'm really starting to work on, and if you go to our website, www.combatsportstalk.com, what you'll find is that we have built a scoring system not only for mixed martial arts, but also for Muay Thai. And so I've been watching a lot more Muay Thai because I eventually want to be a Muay Thai judge. And so we've been working with some local promotions here, Fury Kickboxing, and here in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, and I've been serving as a judge for some of their fights. So this is going to be an exciting thing for me to be able to watch it. I think this is a really good point here. It is heartbreaking when the veterans lose. You know, Aldo's loss to Jan was pretty devastating. Frankie's loss to Sandhagen was scary. It was scary when Sandhagen landed that knee because Frankie Edgar was out stiff, just out cold. And that's something that, we really have to start thinking about as these veterans begin to get to the latter parts of their career, which there's an asterisk there because Jose Aldo, if you ever look and see how old he is, that dude is still very, very young. I was surprised to see how young Jose Aldo is, which goes to show how young he was when he started to have such a long career and still be like 32, 33. Whereas people like Frankie Edgar are getting to the mid to late 30s, and some of these fighters are into their 40s. Demetrious, I think, is 34. But clearly the bigger fighters at lightweight. And once you get to the champ, this dude's cutting down perhaps from 155. He's a big dude. He was very big tonight. So, all right. So anyway, we do this podcast every week. It's on all of your favorite podcast channels. So definitely like and subscribe. Yeah. Aldo is younger than TJ Dillashaw. That is crazy, isn't it? Because we think TJ Dillashaw is as a young fighter, that he's just in his prime, and Jose Aldo is this old head, veteran that's going to be at the end of his career. And you've got probably 5-6 more years for Jose Aldo. So I want to see what he can do. But, we talk about this a lot, that Jose Aldo and that old guard and the style of fighting that they have employed and been successful in is starting to sunset, and these new fighters are bringing new skills and new dimensions to their fights, and you've got to reinvent yourself if you're one of these fighters who have been fighting for a very long time. And so perhaps a Frankie Edgar, perhaps a Jose Aldo needs to start looking at how can they add new wrinkles into their game, because clearly it's not working that much anymore. All right. So we're getting the champs, getting his photos in the ring, and now we're looking at going to Muay Thai. We've got Rod Tang. So I am still learning about the history and culture of Muay Thai. I wish that I had Coach George G. Money Stallworth, who's part of our Combat Sports Talk broadcast team. He was supposed to be here with me tonight, but unfortunately, he's being a good boyfriend to his loved one. And so therefore, it is just me tonight, and that means I'm going to be talking about Muay Thai in a way that hopefully is meaningful to you and hopefully accurate to those of you who follow Muay Thai as a sport. For me, it's one of those things where I'm still learning the sport, and so therefore what's going to happen is that I'm going to do the best I can to describe the action and then let you know kind of who's winning, who I think is winning, and then we'll see what happens. But definitely interact with me. Let me know what you're thinking. Type into the box, definitely Mr. Stormcloak. That's Ulfric Stormcloak. Let me say that again. Ulfric Stormcloak has been chatting with me, but you can chat with me as well. I got all of the messages popping up, so let me know what you think. Let me know who you're rooting for. Let me know what you're excited about, because we've got 2 more cards from 2 more promotions happening this week. Of course, we got Bellator 256, I believe, and that's featuring Ryan Bader versus Lyoto Machida, and that is the rematch of the fight that they had that they had way back in the UFC. We're going to see what is going to become of those fighters there. And then we've got Kevin Holland and Marvin Vettori fighting on Saturday night for the UFC. Excited about that because, of course, Kevin Holland is a hometown hero for us here in the DFW area. I'm here at the Lion and Crown here in Allen, Texas. I'm broadcasting you live. My name is Ryan Smith, and this is Combat Sports Talk. So, Ulfric. Other veterans have had great success, such as Glover Teixeira. Absolutely. This is one of those things where he has found himself back into the title hunt. I hope that they give him the next title shot with Jan Blachowicz. It's going to be an interesting fight. I still think Jan is going to come out on top, but you never know with Glover. That's the thing. I mean, the way that he has worked his last few opponents, I'm very impressed by the resurgence of Glover Teixeira. And maybe he could get that belt and finish his career as a champion. That would be really exciting to see. All right, we got one more fight tonight, and then we will go off the air. But I'm hoping that you will join us on Monday nights at 10:30 p.m. Central Time here in the United States for Combat Sports Talk. You can talk to me and the other 3 guys on our show just like you're doing now. You could do that on YouTube, Facebook, all kinds of different platforms, all here for you. Still watching commercials right now, so just here to. What do you want to talk about? What do you want to chat about? We're just waiting for the next fight to pop up. I'm pretty excited about the Ryan Bader and Lyoto Machida fight. I think that Lyoto Machida is going to get it done again. That karate style is really, really hard to hit. Now, he is older. He is a little bit slower. And so, therefore, Ryan Bader has gotten a lot better. But I'm going to go with Lyoto Machida in that fight. So we're going to see if Ryan Bader can get that one back. Maybe we'll get a rubber match. We'll get to see a third fight between those guys. But, I think it's going to be an interesting one happening in Uncasville, Connecticut, I believe. Bellator 256. And then, of course, we've got Marvin Vettori and Kevin Holland. Kevin Holland is a late fight replacement for Marvin Vettori. And so, therefore, we're going to see if the Big Mouth, a.k.a. the Trailblazer, a.k.a. Kevin Holland, can get it done against a guy who's working his way up the middleweight ladder and potentially getting another crack at Israel, the last stylebender, Adesanya. So Pablo Picasso's, that knee looks super illegal. If this was the UFC, it would have been very illegal. But unfortunately, this is ONE FC, and that strike is legal. That was something that we were talking about because I was freaking out too. I was hoping against hope that it was illegal because then that means Demetrious Mighty Mouse Johnson would have won, but unfortunately, he did not. That knee was legal. It was part of the ONE FC rules, and so therefore, what you're going to do, you're just going to go back to the drawing board, see what you can do about trying to get back in that fight and try to avoid that knee the very next time. This is absolutely true. Knees to downed opponents in ONE are legal. That's something that we, that for those of us who follow, more of the stateside sports, like stateside promotions, like UFC or maybe Bellator, the rules about downed opponents are different than they are in Singapore and ONE FC. Yeah, that is wild. That is very, very wild. I wasn't expecting it. But this is what's great about the ONE FC making it across the pond and coming and doing a broadcast live here in the States on TNT. This is going to be a something they're going to start doing. I think they've got 3 on TNT that's already scheduled. So we're going to have 2 more opportunities to see the what ONE FC has from a talent perspective. Of course, you can watch tons and tons and tons of hours of ONE FC footage on all of their properties on their website. They've got a wonderful app, and you can watch this promotion for days. They've got Muay Thai, they've got mixed martial arts, they've got all kinds of different types of sports, all on one wonderful app. So there you go. Check out ONE FC. Hopefully that more people are watching this broadcast tonight, which will encourage them to keep going on in the United States and maybe give the UFC a run for their money. Something you may not know is that Miesha Tate is an executive for ONE FC, but she's also a fighter for the UFC. So that's really interesting, and maybe that's going to broker some type of relationship between ONE FC and the UFC as ONE FC makes their way stateside. All right, so you said your favorite fighters of all time: Poirier, Bisping, GSP, Conor, Frankie Edgar, Stipe, Cowboy, Max, Khabib, and Robert Whittaker. Who are mine? My list is not as long as yours. Of course, I do love some GSP. Khabib Nurmagomedov is clearly a favorite. But if I were to give you my top 3, number 1 is and will always be Demetrious Mighty Mouse Johnson. Number 2 has to be El Kukui, Tony Ferguson, and then we go number 3. I gotta say Joanna Jędrzejczyk. She is one of my all-time favorite fighters. I have been on the Joanna Jędrzejczyk hype train for a very long time, ever since she won the title from the Cookie Monster, whose name escapes me right, Carla Esparza. When she won that here in Dallas, and me and one of my co-hosts, Kelechi Onyebuchi, we decided that night we were going to be JJ fans. I got on that hype train, and I've been on that hype train ever since. So, number 1, Demetrious Mighty Mouse Johnson. Number 2, Tony Ferguson. Number 3, Joanna Jędrzejczyk. All right. So, Tony Ferguson is the GOAT. What can I say? I mean, these last 2 losses were pretty devastating. I mean, losing to Justin Gaethje, the way he lost to Justin Gaethje was painful to watch. And then watch Charles Oliveira do Bronx go in there and get it done against Tony Ferguson too. So now we're looking at Beneil Dariush. Can Beneil Dariush be the third person to solve the riddle that is El Cucuy? I don't know. I'm hoping not, but I do like Beneil Dariush as well. You've got one of these young up-and-coming fighters fighting a veteran like Tony Ferguson. I want them to see it. You know, if you watch my broadcast, I will tell you that I also thought that Joanna Jędrzejczyk won that fight too, 3 rounds to 2, but it was dang close. It was so close. And when you look at just the damage, that huge subdural hematoma, whatever it was, that swollen forehead of Joanna Jędrzejczyk. I mean, Wei Li looked like she was just having fun in there. Joanna looked like she was an alien. So perhaps that's what made the judges vote for Wei Li Zhang, or Zhang Wei Li. And, what you're going to do? Joanna needs to get back in there. She needs to stop worrying about the money and start worrying about the fights. Tony's losses were heartbreaking. He got the title shot, but it's unfortunate. It seemed like fate or, whatever was against Tony Ferguson and Khabib Nurmagomedov. But now that we've seen Tony Ferguson and him losing, maybe it's questionable whether or not he would have beat Khabib Nurmagomedov. I don't know. I don't know that you can go Joanna Jędrzejczyk to Joanna and Zhang 2, because Joanna needs to fight somebody else, and it's Rose's time. Rose needs that championship fight. I think that the other lady from China, whose name escapes me right now, I wanted to see Joanna versus her, and then that become a number 1 contender eliminator to fight Zhang, or the winner of Zhang or Nama Yunus. But I can't. Joanna wants more money. Everybody's yelling for more money. Just fight. If you fight and you win, you'll get more money. So what are my thoughts on Rose versus Zhang coming up? I'm really excited about that. And the reason why I'm excited is because when you think of an all-around complete fighter, that's what you get in Rose Namajunas. She can stand and bang with you. She's got great kickboxing, but she can also grapple. She can also submit you. She's got it all. And that's what I really like about her coming in against Zhang Wei Li, because Zhang, of course, is so strong, such a powerful striker, that she's going to be tested for the very first time to see whether or not someone like Rose can get her on the ground, see what her jiu-jitsu looks like, see what her gas tank looks like, and see what she's going to do if her striking is neutralized. So I like Rose Thug No Hair Namajunas. That's what we call her on the show, because she shaved her head and started going up and became champion. But we'll see. That fight hasn't happened yet, so I haven't made my official pick on the show, but I do like this fight, Rose versus Zhang. Joanna is not humble and talks too much. That's karma. You know what? I can't dispute that. Joanna definitely does talk way too much. And while she is one of the greatest female strawweight fighters out there right now, she does need to get some more wins under her belt and keep going. Do Bronx is the future. I can't argue with that either. He's looking really, really good. I like his chances against Michael Chandler. That's my pick. I know I'm not supposed to make that pick until much, much later, but I got Do Bronx. I've been on the Do Bronx hype train. Usman versus Masvidal 2. This is one of those where, I think that Masvidal versus Usman 2 isn't going to be very different from the first fight. Hopefully Masvidal has done some work to protect his feet, because we know the foot stomps were all there. But you got to find somebody who can neutralize the wrestling. I really think that the best matchup against Usman is Colby Covington, frankly, or Gilbert Burns. But Gilbert Burns left his game plan, and then next thing you know, he got finished. So I like Colby Covington against him. I think Jorge Masvidal. I don't like that fight for Jorge Masvidal. So Ulfric, you got Chandler against Charles, but it is gonna be a great fight. I really do think that it's gonna be a great fight either way. But I like the fact that when you have someone like Chandler, who's got great elite wrestling and a big right hand, versus someone who's got way more tools. So when you start thinking about the tools that Charles do Bronx brings in there, I like do Bronx. Let's see here. Poirier versus Conor 2 should have been for the title. I disagree with that. Conor did not do anything to earn the title. You can't just show up and say that my name is Conor McGregor and get a title shot. So no, I don't think so. I really do think that Conor needed to win some more fights. He fought Cowboy Cerrone and then nothing. So win some more fights and then you get that title shot. Because when you're looking at Justin Gaethje, who's been active, Charles do Bronx, who's been active, Dustin Poirier, who's been active, I really don't think Michael Chandler should be in the title shot either. But he did knock out Dan Hooker, and what are you gonna do there? Do you think Jorge will end up fighting Colby if he loses to Usman? One can hope so. Like, I would love to see the former roommates actually get in the ring and fight each other. I would love to see that fight. So if he doesn't, let's all push to get Colby Covington versus Jorge Masvidal. We're going to see what really happens whenever the BMF fights the MAGA man, if you will. Poirier is the best lightweight on the planet. You know what? I think I don't know. I don't know. You got to have a gold belt on your waist. I mean, he did get an interim title, so he definitely has a claim to it. But I still think that whether he's retired or not, the best lightweight on the planet is still Khabib Nurmagomedov. All right, so we are now getting our fighters to the ring. We've got Rodtang, who is kind of elite Muay Thai royalty, versus Daniel Williams. It's like Daniel Williams, but with an A, right? So Danial. Daniel. All right. So we've got looks like we've got the fighters are in the ring now. We're going to see what happens. This is a Muay Thai fight. And so now we got the packages that are playing. So we got Rodtang talking, saying he loves to fight and play with his opponents. This dude has a lot of swagger. Now, one of the things that when you're looking at traditional Muay Thai fighting, as I have been taught, that part of what you have to do if you want to win a Muay Thai fight is you need to look like you're winning. So whenever you're knocking your opponent down, you're sweeping their legs, you're taking control, you need to throw your hands up. You need to act like you are winning this entire fight. It's part performance, it's part fighting. And so you got to make sure that you're doing both if you want the judges to elect you the winner. Tough should have been Colby and the winner of Jorge Masvidal instead of Volk and Ortega. You know what? The challenge with bringing Colby Covington and something like that, I don't think you want to give him I don't think you want to give him the platform, because he is so divisive and so just gets under people's skin that I think putting him on Tough like that, I think that it would be a volatile thing that, would be very hard for the UFC to control. So I prefer, just for the sake of sanity, Volk versus Ortega. But I do like what you're thinking. I like your thinking there. Conor versus Max too. I would love to see that, but Max would need to move up to 155. I don't think Conor can make 145 anymore. I don't think Max has a problem with 155, so I would love to see that. I think Max is a completely different fighter, and Conor is always looking for a big money fight, so that would definitely be one. I would want to watch it. So you're not counting Khabib Nurmagomedov. Then I think you do have at least a claim to say that Dustin Poirier is one of the best lightweights on the planet. I think he needs to fight do Bronx. I think he needs to fight Chandler. But that's a short list, right? There's only a few people left that he would need to fight to make that claim for real. But I think it would to be the undisputed lightweight champion of the UFC. I think that would be the best way to say that he's the best lightweight on the champion on the planet. So, yes, they did bring Koscheck in as coach. But remember who they brought Koscheck in as coach against. They brought him in against GSP, and GSP is just like super cool hand Luke, super calm, not gonna engage you. He's just going to go, okay, yes, okay, kind of thing. He's not gonna get in Koscheck's face. I think that if you put Colby Covington and have him talking trash, and you put Jorge Masvidal and have him talking trash, somebody's gonna get a 2-piece and a soda. I'm good. All right. So Oliver Daggum. All right. He says Connor's the male version of Ronda Rousey. Um, you know, here's the deal. I don't want to go so far as to say that Connor is the male version of Ronda Rousey because, at the end of the day, I don't know that Connor has been necessarily as exposed as Ronda Rousey was. Once Edmund, Coach Edmund convinced her that she was a striker, he put her in these terrible situations, and she got wrecked. Connor is losing these fights, but he's outside of that leg kick, the calf kick that took his leg out from under him. He's been competitive. He was competitive in the Dustin Poirier fight. I don't think that you can call Connor the male Ronda Rousey. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I think Pablo has it right. That Connor has come back from his losses. Ronda Rousey ran to the hills. Yeah, definitely Connor loses fights and then regroups, retools, and comes back. Ronda really did. When she got knocked out by Holly Holm, they said she was on suicide watch. When she lost to Amanda Nunes, she left the sport. So, but I do think Connor is. I've got this ambivalent relationship with Conor McGregor. I do think that he was given an easy path to Jose Aldo, but he still beat Jose Aldo and took the belt in 13 seconds. He still did go right after that and beat Eddie Alvarez and get the lightweight belt. So you can't say that he sucks. He doesn't suck. He's an amazing fighter. But at the same time, I do think that he is overhyped. I do think that people believe that he is better than what he really is. And I do think that the game is changing and Conor McGregor has to evolve. All right, so we are announcing the fighters now. And so Rod Tang, I'm not going to try to say his last name. It looks like Jit Muang Nong, the Iron Man. We'll just call him Rod Tang. He's a mononym for us tonight versus Daniel Williams. We're going to see what happens in this fight. We thought Justin Gaethje was going to be in that three-way kind of triangle for the belt, but unfortunately he got left out of there. I don't know what happened to that. All right, so we're gonna. If you're not watching the fights right now, I'm gonna give you what's going on with Rod Tang and Daniel Williams. Rod Tang, of course, is very, very confident that he's going to win this fight. All right, so here we go. So the fight is getting ready to start. This is a catchweight. This is a catchweight Muay Thai fight, and so you got Rod Tang versus Daniel Williams. They just touched gloves, and now we got an inside leg kick by both fighters. They're just starting to land kick, and then Rod Tang with a big old strike. These guys are not feeling each other out. They are just going at it. Rod Tang with the inside kick. Outside kick by Daniel Williams. Another inside kick, but that doesn't land by Rod Tang. Outside leg kick by Williams. Inside leg kick by Rod Tang. Williams tries to throw a jab. Does not go. Body shot by one big 1-2 by Williams on Rod Tang. Rod Tang returns with a big 1. Inside leg kick. Williams is not messing around here. This is not a title fight. It is a catchweight fight. Muay Thai. Rod Tang versus Williams. 2 minutes, 20 seconds. This is only a 3-round fight, so this is going to go pretty quick. These guys don't have a lot of time to mess around. Big shots being thrown here. And so Williams, inside leg kick by Rod Tang. Oh, big shot by Williams. But remember, in Muay Thai, more points go to the kicks. 2 big teep kicks by Rod Tang. And so he's scoring more with these body kicks. He just knocked down Rod Tang. Williams just knocked down Rod Tang. Another big shot by Williams. Williams is winning this fight right now, but it's mainly with his hands. He needs to use his feet if he's going to score well with the judges. All right, so Rod Tang is coming in now, a bit more aggressive now, but Williams is really showing his power, circling on the outside. Rod Tang is owning the center of the ring, but he is taking some major blows. Williams is not afraid of the prestige of Rod Tang. He is coming in there, sticking his nose in it, as I like to say. All right, Williams is pressing, getting in real close. Already knocked down Rod Tang once. Rod Tang said that it was a slip, but we can see what happened, what he really happened on this fight. So now what we have is they're circling the ring. Rodtang is in the center. Another teep kick by Rodtang. Another teep kick by Rodtang. But that one wasn't as clean, wasn't as effective. So here we go. Williams is coming up again. It looks like we've got a kickboxer versus a Muay Thai kickboxer. That does not play well in Williams' favor. You got to throw more kicks, buddy. You got to throw more kicks if you want to win a Muay Thai fight. So now we're starting to go. Now Rodtang is coming out. Big shot. Oh, I'm sorry. These are all Williams. Oh, Rodtang now. He's inside. They're now in the clinch. Now they're trying to break posture. Oh, no. The referee did not allow them to work the clinch. That's unfortunate. All right, here we go. We're back circling in the ring. We've got Rodtang in the center. Williams on the outside. Williams throws a 1-2. Lands the 2. All right. Rodtang throws a body shot there. An inside leg kick by Rodtang. Outside leg kick by Rodtang. And now we've got another shot. Another kick by Rodtang. All right, another kick by Rodtang. These are inside leg kicks, outside leg. He's definitely working the leg. We got big shots by Williams. Throwing big shots, but that one missed. Into the first round. All right, what you got here? Let me see what you guys are saying while I'm watching. How do I think John Wayne Parr is going to do in one? You know what? I really don't know. To be honest, I haven't been following ONE FC as much as I should, partially because of the fact that they've got so much content and it's on the other side of the world that it's very difficult for me to follow all of the things that's going on. So I'm going to have to go and punt on that one. But let me know what you think, how you think John Wayne Parr is going to do in ONE FC. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. You know, definitely we do this every single week on Combat Sports Talk. That's our podcast. And then anytime you have a pay-per-view fight, we try to do this live. For those of you who aren't buying the fights, we try to do a live play-by-play for you guys so that you can know what's going on in real time and enjoy the fights with us. So you can always check us out. We're going to try to be there for every one of the pay-per-views this year, doing the main event, play-by-play call. You'll see me. You'll see some of our other guys that's along with the show. So thank you so much for supporting Combat Sports Talk. All right, we are in round number 2. Back in the center of the ring again. And now we've got Rodtang. He's got to do a little bit better. Inside leg kicks right now with Rodtang. Another inside leg kick with Rodtang. And Williams is coming in, throwing these big bombs, but you got to throw kicks if you're going to be in a Muay Thai kickboxing. If you're just in a plain kickboxing, then yeah, use your hands as much as you want. But in Muay Thai, you got to use your legs. You got to kick. You got to throw knees, throw your teeps, do whatever you can do. Use the hands to set up the kicks. There you go. But Williams is still another teep kick by Rodtang. Now they're just kind of feeling each other out. Big shots. Both of them throw hooks. Now we're starting to spar. Big shots. Rodtang is getting the best of these exchanges. 1-2. Big body shot. Another leg kick. Williams is throwing these huge shots, but he is missing. And Williams just got rocked. Rodtang caught him right on the button. Williams went down. Now we got a standing 8 count. Standing 8 count right now for Williams. Williams is swinging for his life, but Rodtang caught him right on the button. We are back on again. Looks like Rodtang is going to win this round for sure. Williams just tried to throw a spinning back fist. Can't believe he tried to do that. And now Williams and Rodtang are just standing in the middle of the ring, just trying to bang each other out. Another big shot by Rodtang. Big elbow by Rodtang. Rodtang is taking control of this fight. Another big shot by Rodtang in the hook formation. Here we go. Another big hook. Williams is in trouble, getting knocked all around the ring. He is on wobbly legs. Rodtang is going to put him out. Williams is on wobbly legs. Just got kicked down by a teep kick. This is all Rodtang now. Rodtang is just doing it. Big elbow. Another big elbow on Williams. I don't know what's going on with Williams, but I think he is hurt. He is cut. He's just catching it on the chin right now, but he is game. He is still standing in Rodtang's line of fire, trying to make this thing a fight, but he's not doing the damage that Rodtang is. Williams is bleeding all along the side of his face. He's throwing wild punches, and they're not really landing, and Rodtang is just taking control. Just clinched. The clinch is being broken right now. Rodtang is standing in the center of the ring. Daniel Williams is a bloody mess right now. You got 27 seconds left. And you can see Williams tried to throw another spinning back elbow. That was easily avoided by Rodtang. Rodtang is just now stalking him down. hitting that working the cut, if you will. Working that cut. But it is only a matter of time before Rodtang puts him out. All right, here we go again. They're standing right next to each other. Rodtang, and that's the end of the round. All right, first round, Daniel Williams did a really good job, landed some big shots on Rodtang, but the second round was all Rodtang. We've got a knockdown. We've got a cut on Williams. Rodtang has taken control of this fight. We're going to see now what happens in the third round, and then we'll see who's declared the winner. Okay, I need money. What is the skill level of ONE compared to the UFC? Well, because ONE FC is typically catered to the more of the Asian fighters, you've got a lot of talent, more so at the smaller weight classes. But so as you get to the larger weight classes, I would say that the talent leans more heavily on the UFC side. But when you look at the smaller fighters, especially given the fact that ONE FC doesn't just cater to MMA, but they also cater to Muay Thai, kickboxing, and things like that as well, I would say that the smaller weight classes probably favor the ONE FC. So, it just depends on what weight class you're looking at, whether or not you're looking at ONE FC versus the UFC. Thank you so much, Ulfric. Thank you for the for the support there. We are here in the third round now. Inside leg kick by Rodtang. Daniel Williams is still trying to do it. Another right hook, and now he catches Rodtang's foot, but it doesn't go to anywhere. We're standing there in the center of the ring, just teeing off. Blood still streaming down Williams' face. He's got to do something, and I don't think he's going to, because Rodtang is just so seasoned a veteran. He's got so much pedigree. And Williams is trying everything. Flying knees, flying elbows. Big, nice little jab inside on Rodtang. Stood him back a little bit, but Williams is fighting for his life here. Rodtang is just walking forward at this point. We're seeing elbows back and forth. They're in the clinch. A nice little knee from Daniel Williams on Rodtang, but it didn't really do any damage. Rodtang, of course, is still working his way, walking forward. I mean, it's almost like if you remember Terminator 2, where the T-1000 was just always coming forward. That is Rodtang, just coming forward on Daniel Williams. All right, Rodtang has the center of the ring. Williams is on the outside. Rodtang lands a body shot. Williams is throwing big looping punches, but none of this is landing. Easily avoided by Rodtang. Now Williams is throwing these big punches, but they're on the outside. Rodtang has the cage up, and so he is easily blocking those. And then now it's a nice little clinch. Now the referee has stopped the fight. I don't know why they stopped the fight. So right now the fight is stopped. They've gone to neutral corners. And we just have the cameras right now just on Rodtang. So I don't know. Oh, they're checking the cut, it looks like, on Daniel Williams. They're checking his cut. The cut is just bleeding profusely. It's going all over. It looks like they stopped the bleeding, which is also interesting. They stopped the bleeding? Really? Okay. We'll take it. All right, they're coming. They touch gloves, back in the middle of the ring again. Now we're going outside leg kick. Daniel Williams is definitely trying to make this a fight again, but it's just most of his strikes are missing. Some of them that land are just not super. They're just not doing a lot of damage. Big elbow by Rodtang. 1 minute, 12 seconds left in the third round. Williams tried to throw a spinning back elbow again. That didn't work. Rodtang is inside, and that's the challenge that you have, is Rodtang is now fighting from the inside. The cut is really open on Daniel Williams. Rodtang is just clinching, and Williams just looks tired. This is what we were talking about before with Muay Thai. You have to win the fight with your strikes, but you also have to look like you're winning the fight. And this is clearly, even though Williams is still game, and even though he's throwing bombs and he's landing some of them, he doesn't look like he's winning the fight. And so therefore, I suspect that Rodtang is going to come back as the champion or as the winner of this fight. Okay, here we go. And Williams is moving much slower now. He is clearly exhausted. He is tired. Rodtang is just standing right toe to toe with him, still throwing kicks, still throwing punches. That's clearly a veteran Muay Thai fighter. And now with about 20 seconds left, what you see is Rodtang easily coming in there throwing flurries while Williams is just throwing these big sweeping bombs, and it's just not enough. And so the fight is over. They're showing respect to each other in the center of the ring, kneeling, and they're now hugging, and that is the fight. I think it's going to be easily. Rodtang is going to be declared the winner, and that will be the end of the very first ONE FC card in the United States on TNT. I hope all of you enjoyed this. I definitely enjoyed it. Thank you so much for the interactions. Thank you so much for for joining me, and hopefully we'll be able to do this again in the very near future. To answer your question, what are my thoughts on Eddie's DQ loss? I didn't get to see it. I was setting up as the fight was happening, so I only got to see the fact that he got disqualified. I didn't actually get to see what happened, so I'm gonna have to go back and watch the replays to see if I can see what happened there. But all I saw was that he DQ'd. So if you want to let me know what happened, sounds like he was robbed. Yeah, so that's going to be something that as ONE FC makes its way into the United States and begins to show us more of what they have, one of the things that we're going to do is learn the rules of ONE FC and how it's different from the UFC, what we're used to watching. And so, of course, knees to a ground opponent is one of the ways that we know is a legal strike in ONE FC, illegal in the UFC. One of the things that used to be true that I don't know if it's true now is the fact that in ONE FC, the suplex was illegal, but of course it's legal in the UFC. So let me know if you guys have an opportunity to look that up. Is the suplex still illegal in ONE FC? I think it still is. All right. So what we're going to do is we're just going to finish up. We're going to see what if I judge this fight correctly and that Rodtang is going to emerge the winner in this fight. It looks like he should, but we're going to see. We've got commercials going on right now, and then we'll go ahead and sign off for the night. So yeah, it's this is it. This is the official decision, or as ONE FC says, official results. Looks like Rodtang is feeling very confident. He's got his hand poised to lift it in the air as the winner, shaking it, doing this number right here, listening to the results, while you have Daniel Williams still bleeding from his cut over the eye. And the winner is Rodtang. Rodtang is declared the winner by unanimous decision, I believe. Yep, by unanimous decision. There you go. So that's it. Hopefully you guys enjoyed ONE FC on TNT One. My name is Ryan Smith. This is Combat Sports Talk. We do this podcast everywhere you listen to podcasts. You can find our show. Go ahead and listen to this week's episode. Hear what we had to say about what's going on in the MMA world, and then the picks that we made not only for tonight, but also the picks that we made for tomorrow night and then on Saturday. So once again, my name is Ryan Smith. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for joining me, and we will catch you next time. Always remember to keep your hands up, your chin tucked, and throw bombs. We'll catch you next time.